Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is round 21 and 22 of the Apex Online Racing iRacing Ferrari Ford Challenge Cup here at the Virginia Raceway. My name is King-Kodiak and I will be your commentator throughout this evening's race, and joined as always by the wonderful, the mighty Morphin McFillin.
Oh hey, I'm the mighty Morphin. I like that. Yeah, well, thank you for the welcome again. Good to be back.
And the commentator's curse has just struck again, as just been watching Lucas Dolzer fly off the road at turn 11. Right, so we are on the penultimate week now of this challenge. Unfortunately, I was not able to commentate last week, and Phil took the opportunity to drive it into Lagos. Was it nice to dust off the steering wheel?
Yeah, the very expensive, very used steering wheel that I have. That is the Xbox 360 pad. The one thing you only ever need to read. Yeah, exactly. It's the only thing you need.
Oh,
You don't need all these fancy wheels and things. Just need a pad. Go racing. It's all good.
Pick up.
No, it's actually surprisingly good. As I say, I finished 4th both races, so I was best of the rest in both that was not Sim RC, which is pretty much the target, I think, for most people. Here it'll be interesting to see, because I think the Sim RC boys aren't that much faster. They are the fastest guys at the moment, but they're not, seemingly anyway right now, not miles in front, and it's a super tricky track, Chris.
Yes, I mean it looks very, very narrow from a spectator standpoint, and viewing from on board before we went live, it looks incredibly narrow on track as well. So we start to see some times coming in. Lawrence de Rijk getting the first time on the board, a 1:42.4, with a newcomer to the lead is Patrick. Try that again, Patrick Moser. Patrick. Now on my screen, Patrick is running one of the Sim RC skins. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yep, he is he's, like I said, he is the man that has taken over from Christoph Feitz in the ring, because unfortunately Christoph Feitz is no longer able to continue in the lead for the last 2 races, so they brought in a replacement, and this is Patrick Moser, or Christoph Moser, who is running in, should be in the same team as well. I think it was Emerald. Sim RC Emerald.
The bright green wheels on his car, so excellent. Good to see that my setup is working. If you see that, if on the stream you see the cars flash white, it is because my trading pins is working, but it's just grabbing hold of the skins. Gianni Vecchio is just voila! We see a white Ferrari turn into a tiger Ferrari for Gianni Vecchio, who's just set the pole time 1:41.951. We are halfway through the 10-minute qualifying session. And wow, what a time from Mr. Vecchio then. Evan Imre slots into 4th, 1:43.676. Dustin Hickman is currently in 5th position, 1:43.694. Very, very close, 18 thousandths of a second separates Dustin and Evan. Darren Potter, again, only 1.5 tenths down from Dustin, then 1:43.841. He's just coming to complete his lap. Let's see if he improves. The line's there somewhere.
It's difficult to see the line.
He didn't improve. He was about one and a bit tenths down from his best. Knut Martinsen currently in 8th position, 1:44.5 for him. Continues on his way. Andrew Langham Service in 9th position with a 1:44.6, and Dennis Anlauer with a 1:44.7 is also continuing on his way. He's winding his way through what I think is 14 and 15, if I'm reading my map correctly. Now, I do apologise in advance. I'm not particularly familiar with the circuit, so I'll be relying on Phil to probably correct me a lot of the time, but also I'll be kind of guessing on where we are.
That's usually what I do anyway. It's fine. It works. It's more enjoyable.
Patrick Heinrich?
No, actually, I've raced on this track enough to know where we're going.
And Knut Martin's actually been demoted down to 12th now. As more times come in, Ronnie Gibbons jumps into 9th position, and he's automatically reset himself to the pits. So that'll be his qualifying down, because he won't be able to get out and do. Or he might, if he gets on with it, he might be able to come out.
Nah,
he'll be done.
He'll be out now, I think. Who was this side that was in the pits?
Ronnie Gibbons is.
Ronnie Gibbons, yeah, he'll be sitting there for the remainder now, unless of course he just decides to go and have a little bit of a drive around, because it's kind of like I said earlier, it's kind of like driving around country roads here in West Virginia.
And Knut Martin's actually just coming to complete his lap, so let's see if he improves from 12th position. And as he goes up 1, he goes up ahead of Dennis Anlauer. So he was under the back. Oh, new pole time by Patrick Heinrich. 1:41.882 leads the way by 600ths of a second. Or just shy of 700 a second from Gianni Vecchio, who's just invalidated his last lap, and that'll be him pretty much done then, I would think. So 2 minutes left of quali. Let's see who's still going then. Gianni Vecchio is still running.
Yes, he is. Yeah, both those two at the top there have a third lap to go.
Patrick's not running at the moment, so not according to my overlay at least.
That's... You are right. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, he's done. So Patrick has another chance, or had another chance to go, but he's decided, no, I'm good enough.
He's felt that's as much as he's going to get from his setup. One person we haven't mentioned is this man, Stevie Chambers, who's just jumped onto the list, I think. Or he has yet to set a time. Oh, is he
coming the final corners now, though?
Yeah, looked like he was getting a bit squirrely on the exit of that last corner. And here he comes. Let's see what he's able to do. One-shot qualifying, and it's 9th with a 1:43.9.
It was a decent time under pressure
at all, and comes to a dead halt.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done with most cars. I think Sarah's still going around. Got to push it a little bit to get across the line with only 50 so seconds to go. But it looks okay from here. I think it should be fine. Anyone else out on track? Knut coming across the line now, actually. What does he do? A 43.6. That puts him up nicely into 8th position.
Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, only 2 thousandths behind Dustin Hickman of SimRC fame, who was on for a third lap there, but it looks like he's just invalidated on the exit, so Dustin is going to start only in 7th.
And the only other person running is indeed Sarah Dove. 20 seconds. If she's on the quality lap, she won't. Oh, she's coming around the last turn.
She'll be fine. She'll be absolutely fine. This is the final bit. As I say, she got all the time in the world across the line here. It's a 43.7 again. We see a lot of these 43, high 43s, high to mid 43s. I think that's the sort of nice midfield zone there. Evan's done a very good job, sort of split away from that group a little bit. Not quite able to move up into the 42s, but best of the rest that isn't the rest. I know what I mean.
Right.
Anyway, yeah,
as my overlay clears itself, would you mind going through the qualifying list, please, Mr. Phil?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can. So, on pole, we have Patrick Heinrich with a 41.8. In second place, we have Gianni Vecchio in a 41.9, only 700ths behind. So, quite a close qualifying there. Lucas Dolzer, about 3.5 tenths off in third, with Lawrence de Rijk in fourth. Patrick Moser, new boy, coming in 5th after setting no practice times in these conditions. He came in and set 5th fastest lap, so that's pretty impressive.
Stunning effort.
Evan Imre, a very good job as well to run up into 6th, with Dustin Hickman coming in 7th. This is surprisingly low for a SimRC guy, but it's a tricky track, so it can throw up even the best of them. Knut Martinsen coming in 8th after a little bit struggling in practice, it seems, in his practice times, but he came a second quicker across the line in qualifying, so good job by him. Sarah Dove comes in 9th, my teammate, for anyone that's watching, with Darren Potter in 10th. Stevie Chambers comes in 11th, with Ronnie Gibbons in 12th. Slightly, Ronnie not really improving on his practice time, but still pretty decent from him. Andrew Langham Service in 13th, Dennis Allow 14th, and rounding out the back, or the grid, is Alec Hudson. A bit off the pace, but he's new to the car. He's new to iRacing, so we can give him the benefit of the doubt.
Indeed, as the grid is now forming, we'll get this race underway very, very soon. Just double checking the stream is coming through okay. Hello, Groby, good to see you.
To see you.
Indeed. Right then. Everyone is again ready to get this race underway then. And away we go. A great start then by Patrick. The overlay is obviously going to be a bit confused until everybody gets themselves sorted. Lots of tyre smoke at the back. Wow, Patrick's had a stunning start. It was seen. Look at that 3 wide. That's going to be chaos into the first turn. but somehow they all managed to get through. I think it's Lawrence de Rijk that was actually squeezed in the middle. It was. He's managed to avoid contact, and by the look of it, it doesn't look like we have anybody that has fallen away. No, it's we've had no major incidents so far, so that's very nice to see. We've got 3 CMRCs at the front. That is Patrick Heinrich, Lucas Stolzer and Gianni Vecchio, with Lawrence de Rijk splitting the CMRC pack. There we see Evan Imre in 7th, Dustin Hickman 8th. Oh, Knut Martinson's not had a good start. He's now down to 10th position with Stevie Chambers directly ahead of him. And look at that, you can see there, that is Sarah Dove under a lot of pressure by Stevie Chambers as they come through that 7, 8, 9, 10 complex. So narrow. It's not going to be many opportunities to overtake on this track, you would see.
Yeah, especially in this Ferrari. We know that the slipstream range is relatively large, but the actual effect isn't massive. And whilst the straight here is relatively long, the straight they're on now, the braking zone down into the end is really, really tricky, as we see a potential move here for second place. Gianni versus Lucas side by side through this. You can see it's a little bit of an awkward corner, braking whilst turning, and then around the outside for the second part. Gianni looks like he's getting that move done, so that's great. Move from Gianni there to move back up into second.
Wow, that was very, very brave, but well respected there by both Gianni and Lucas to not make contact with each other as they come through and complete the first racing lap of 12, and someone's in. Is that Christoph Moser? It is. Christoph Moser's in the pits.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I mean, surely that's for a jump start or something. It must be a penalty. You don't need to come in for anything other than a... Well, you don't need to come in for anything other than some kind of penalty or some kind of situation. Maybe he didn't put enough fuel in after qualifying. You don't know. But in this sprint race, you only need to run to the end.
Oh, Alec Hudson's off. Alec Hudson has come off at that final turn. I did wonder how he hadn't passed Patrick as he was in the pits, but oh dear, yeah. So Patrick actually just came to a stop and then went going again. So that's a penalty he's had to serve tonight.
I would imagine so. We've actually had Lucas Dolzer spin as well from 3rd position. He's dropped all the way back into, I'm not exactly sure what position, but last but 2, I think. Yeah, so 13th.
Oh dear, as you can actually see, he's now having to really press on to catch up with Dennis Anlauer and Andrew Langenservice, 11 and 12 directly ahead of him. So that leaves Patrick Heinrich and Gianni Vecchio at the front, with only half a second between the two. So Patrick is not going to have it his own way. Look at the amount of pressure that Gianni is able to exert on the CMRC car number 68. And not really that far behind is Lawrence de Rijk with a big old train of cars. The field has not, with the exception of the top 2, the field has not spread out too far. The biggest gap in the field, as a bar second to third, which is about 3 seconds, is only 1.5 seconds for everybody else. Let's just jump on board with Gianni Vecchio. You can see just how close that gap is. So, yeah, if Gianni's able to keep on that pressure, it seems entirely reasonable that a mistake could ensue, but we know how good Patrick is.
Yeah, we've seen it so many times. Patrick, I mean, he's won so many races this season.
Indeed,
he's champion lead for a reason. And Gianni looking like he does have the pace right now over Patrick, it seems. Just for the time being, perhaps. But yeah, it's good stuff from both of them to keep the. I mean, that gap is huge between second and third after just 2 laps.
3.3 seconds there as Lucas Dolzer now beginning to close in on the pass, just a couple of seconds there. But that, of course, that stop go penalty for Patrick has put him nearly 8 seconds down from Lucas, and certainly that spin for Alec Hudson's put him way off the field. He's about 25 seconds down. Looking at Lawrence de Rijk, he's really less than a second back is Evan Imre, so Evan's up to 4th now. He's having a good old day. Justin Hickman in 5th position. He's got a little bit of a gap, 4.5. Sarah Dove still has Stevie Chambers for company, who in turn has Knut Martinson fairly close behind him. Ronnie Gibbons is in there. I think he started 9th and remains in that position at the moment. Darren Potter under a lot of pressure then by Andrew Langenservice. Dennis Anlauer not far behind, and Lucas Dolzer closing in on this particular battle. So the field still fairly clumped together. As, we've got trouble. Lawrence de Rijk. He's come off of that. That's at 11 and 12.
One Tree Hill.
Yes, One Tree Hill indeed. He's come off then, so he's now down to 7th position. Sarah and Stevie both gained a position, and Dustin all gained a position. He's already looking to try and capitalise on getting that position back. Doesn't quite do so, but he's got to keep an eye behind him. Knut Martinson and Roddy Gibbons there to pounce on him as well.
Yeah, that means Evans up into 3rd right now.
Indeed he is. 4.5 seconds in front of him to try and close down, but he has got 1.7 back to Dustin. So the lap times at the moment seem to be in Evan's favour. 143.4 against 143.9. So Dustin that's a bit surprising.
Oh, sorry, Dustin's just gone off at turn 1. He's just he's just locked up all the 4 wheels and he's gone off. So that's a lot of positions behind. He's behind Knut and now behind Ronnie as well. So that's it's not going good for some of the Sim RC boys. That's 3 of them now that are falling away.
And Lucas says he's gone past.
Showing them really how it's done.
Well, it's exactly as you said, that the CMRC boys may not necessarily run off. I mean, Patrick and Gianni are, but we're used to the first... Oh, that sounded like impact. Yes, we've got trouble. We've got trouble. That's Ronnie Gibbons and Dustin Hickman have come together. And it looks like
have a look at that.
Ronnie Gibbons is actually trying to push his way through. Or unless he's completely locked together with the CMRC of Dustin Hickman.
That's just one of those, It looks like, I don't know what they're doing there, having a little bit of afters, it seems. But no, Ronnie just looks like the initial incident just lost the car, and unfortunately Dustin hit the back of it. And then I don't know what they were doing afterwards there, but it was interesting.
Having a bit of a car tango going on there. We see Lucas Dolzer then trying to make his way through the field now, up to 10th, because obviously... Oh dear, and that's in the background there, that's Patrick Moser going off the field again. Obviously he's made up a few positions because of Ronnie and Dustin. But he's again. It's really surprising. Obviously, Patrick is new to this league, so he can be a bit forgiven for taking a while to settle in. But Lucas, we're not used to seeing him that far back. And I mean, even Lawrence, who we're used to seeing further up the field than that, he's now right with Stevie Chambers. I wonder if Evan is going to be able to close in on the 2 ahead of him. His last lap, 144.1, although the top 2 are in the 142. So Patrick,
I would expect.
They're going to run off into the distance. They're very much in a league of their own. But Patrick has not been able to shake off Gianni at the moment. So
no,
that is going to be a battle that is potentially race long. As we
have side by side. With Sarah and Stevie and Lawrence all sort of running really close contention right now through the twisty bits. We had Sarah and Stevie running side by side through turn 1.
Nice, and that's actually that's Knut Martinson that's closing in on them, so we could well be seeing that trio become a quartet very, very soon. Stevie has gained that position from Sarah, so let's see if Sarah's able to contend with Lawrence Durai, as Andrew Langham Service seems to be having connection issues. I saw him falling through the field, but I think that was lag. Ooh, goodness me, that was very opportunistic by Lawrence. Whether Sarah made a mistake or was trying to let him through, that almost resulted in impact, but Lawrence has now gone up to 5th position, and now Sarah's got Knut to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it's super forceful from Lawrence, trying to push one up the inside there at that corner. It's not a particularly heavy braking zone. It's a slightly heavier braking zone in these GT cars with the extra weight, but it's not really a place that you usually expect to overtake. But Lawrence does have seemingly a pace advantage on all of these guys around him. Obviously, he had the mistake earlier, which brought him in. Lucas Dolzer, I would also expect to come up at some point, assuming that he doesn't make more mistakes and can bring his pace, because his pace is quite clearly on par with the leaders right now, or at least it can be. So that'll be an interesting one to look at. He's a few seconds behind Knut right now, but he has every opportunity to make the gap close down.
You would expect, with 6 laps remaining, you would expect him to be able to close in 2.1 seconds or thereabouts between him and Knut Martinson, and then he's got essentially a block of 4 there ready for the picking. New fastest lap of the race by Gianni Vecchia there, 141.9. We're starting to see the 141s come in. So these two absolutely locked in battle, and we'll be trying to keep an eye on them as well. So that they are running off into the distance. Lawrence really keeping on the pressure of Stevie Chambers. Again, looking from the gearbox of the Italian-coloured Ferrari. That is what his rearview mirrors are full of. And just behind them, you can see Lawrence Sarah Davenport Martinson. Again, that's Sarah under pressure through these twisty bits that we saw Lawrence capitalise on last time around. So that's the point that Lawrence Durai actually got the pass done. It's fair to say that Sarah must have made a mistake, or, as you alluded to, Lawrence just bullied his way through. Either way, but there's Lucas Dolzer now getting involved. So this duo is now a trio with the CMRC in the back. On the back of that, we see here Andrew Langham Service and Dennis Anlauer involved in their own duo, with Darren Potter under pressure by Patrick Moser, who's trying to get back into his rhythm. So battles everywhere at the moment.
Yeah, which is what we like to speak. Especially with an unfortunately low field, we don't really need to. Well, do we need that many cars if we have racing like this between the few that we have?
Absolutely, it's side by side. Oh goodness me, that was Darren Potter had to get out of that to avoid impact. So Darren Potter concedes that position to Patrick Moser. He's pretty bluntly, but fairly and squarely got that 11th position from Stevie's teammate there. Oh goodness me, that's Lawrence de Rijk and Stevie Chambers side by side, and Lawrence is off. Lawrence tried to hang around the outside. Yeah, he tried to hang around the outside of turn 1, but got the rears locked up, and round he went. So down to 8th position, and away he goes again.
That's so easy to do at this turn 1. It's so easy just to get it slightly wrong. And if you come in offline on that run wide, you just cannot get that car turned in or stopped. And you saw that. You saw that with your own eyes.
Because that's on a bit of a crest, isn't it? That turn 1. It doesn't look particularly much from the cameras, but there's actually that's where you start to come back downhill as you exit that turn. Is that right?
It's a very strange one. It's a slight downhill. It's slightly off camber. It's just very tricky, and there's just very little grip out there. Pretty much in any conditions, it's always, if you run a little bit wide, you stand so much chance of running off, just because the corner just comes away from you. It just tightens up, and you don't really have the ability to turn or slow down once you get out there.
Oh, Andrew Langham's service has spun at the Oak Tree corner, so he's now down to 12th. Then saw that his intermediate time suddenly vanish, which is an indication of trouble. And he's now behind Darren Potter and back on his way again. Oh dear, and there you see his teammate Ronnie Gibbons trying to get back underway again. Dustin Hickman is way down. Doesn't look particularly damaged on his Ferrari, but his last time was a 148, so Dustin is just pretty much one in the park at this rate with a look at that time.
Yeah. But speaking of his teammate, or one of the SimRC boys, anyway, Lucas is now right on the back of Knut Martinson. Is he going to make a move down the inside of turn 1? No, he's not going to do it there. Does Knut outbreak himself? No, he's actually got a pretty decent line through there. Slightly slower exit than Lucas, but Lucas possibly just biding his time. He knows he's got a bit of time left in the race, and he knows he's got a superior pace advantage. I mean, he closed these guys down so quickly over the two or three laps that we've been watching this, running in the 42s a lot. So he's just probably on a matter of time again. It's pretty tricky to overtake it, as I've said, just because most of the heavy braking zones are either really tricky as it is at turn 1, or at the end of the longest straight, it's sort of not really that brilliant of an overtaking point.
Again, we see them coming through that 7, 8, 9, 10. So the next major braking zone is at Oak Tree. Cano went a little bit wide. Lucas had to think about it, but decided not to. Now's an opportunity for him. Again, it's not a major braking zone there, but they've already scrubbed off a fair bit of speed before they then have to really slow down for turn 12. To the second part of that Oak Tree turn. They now head down towards that turn 13 chicane. And again, it does look like in a straight line. Knut Martinson, or at least Knut Martinson, had a good exit from that turn 12. That's given him a gap. He's having a crack at Sarah Dove then. Oh, side by side. I'm not 100% sure he meant to go side by side at that point. And Sarah Dove either wasn't entirely confident turning in at that point or has conceded the position, and that is very well done. 5th position to Knut then, but Sarah's now got Lucas Dolzer for company then. He's going to try and hold on to the inside line. Let's get that one. And you see still side by side there, but that's going to give Lucas Dolzer the inside line for turn 1. This is surely going to be advantage to Lucas. Knut's gone off.
Oh, Knut's off as well.
Oh, goodness me. That turn 1 claiming another victim. That camera we just had then on Lucas actually shows how that is just a little bit off camera. So it just upsets the balance of the car, makes it that much more difficult to brake and turn, and it's claimed somebody else as a result.
It certainly has. I've done it so many times going off there in practice, just trying to get it all hooked up, and it's very, very tricky around the entire lap. Oh, we have Gianni right on the back of Patrick right now for the lead. He's very close.
Yeah, we certainly do. And again, it just seems that Gianni's able to close that gap in. It just doesn't quite have the speed to get part. Well, he has the little bit of the speed advantage. There we go. Now getting side by side. Oh my goodness me!
Oh, that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Ended up being too heavy into turn. That would be turn 13. He's gone a very long way off the circuit. So Patrick's now going to run away. I mean, the gap is sufficient. It's 15 seconds before that incident between Gianni and Evan Imre for third position. So, that's the lead battle done then.
Yeah, certainly is. Yeah, you could just see it as he went into the brakes. He had to lift off the brakes just so that he didn't spin into Patrick, and then it was always going to be too late to get the car stopped at that point. He'd already broken late anyway, so yeah, going off was the only inevitable choice, other than obviously collecting his teammate. So he did a good job not to take out his teammate, but yeah, obviously that's kind of ruined the race for the lead. And ruined his chances, but at the same time, he's not going to get any worse than second unless he starts, doing something a bit strange.
Patrick's had trouble. Patrick's had trouble.
Oh,
he's lost the lead.
Oh wow, he has. Okay, what do I know? Oh yeah, he's gone off at turn 3. Yeah, that's again another tricky braking zone. He's just turned in and braking, and it's gone round under braking. So, well, forget everything I said about Gianni's losing the battle for the lead. He's just gone and taken it.
That just goes to show that even the greats can make mistakes. It just takes one mistake, and I've said that many times in many commentaries. It just takes one mistake to completely change the order. Again, I'd looked away from Patrick. I thought, that's going to be the last we see of him until the checkered flag, and lo and behold, we then find him off into the dust. So the lead has changed now. Gianni's to lose. Lucas Dolzer is with Stevie Chambers in. This is for fourth position, as the top 3 are fairly well spread out. You can see there in that shot, that's Evan Imre and Patrick Heinrich, the gap for 3 nose, but Stevie's going to have a whole rearview mirror full of Lucas Dolzer for potentially another 2 laps. That's going to be a hard ask for Stevie to hang on to that position, as it looks like his leader's going to size up and overtake opportunity here. Oh my goodness me, locking up and braking. They behave themselves at the moment, but you can just feel that it's imminent. Through, heading down now towards. Oh, don't go too wide there, Stevie. It looked like Stevie was actually gone too heavy into that last turn. He's gotten away with it. On the nose of Lucas Dolzer. You can see Stevie jump to that inside line. Can he defend it? Oh, that's a late braking attempt by Lucas Dolzer. And again, turn 1 has claimed somebody else. And
that's going to lose him some positions. That's going to lose him to Lawrence as well. And also, could Knut come through? He's going to be right on the back of him, but he's not going to be able to get through there. But yeah, that's 2 positions lost to from Lucas Dolzer, and that's really freed up Stevie Chambers. He doesn't really need to push too much, and I believe this is possibly the last lap, or close to it anyway. And you got one more, or is this the last one?
It's penultimate lap. I'll go to my overlay. We're on 11 or 12.
Okay, so I see. Yes, Dustin's just coming across the line. Sorry, not Dustin. What am I looking at? Oh yeah, Dustin's really far back there. Of course, Dustin has his. We're at Oak Tree. We're at Oak Tree for Gianni and Patrick. Yeah, okay, I know what I'm talking about. We have Lawrence at the back of Sarah again. So reignite this battle for number 2.
Yes, this is for 5th position then. So Lawrence now piling on that pressure to Sarah. The best laps about half a second apart, to be fair. So Sorens now mixing up the 2 names. Sarah and Lawrence on a similar kind of pace. There in that shot, you can see Lucas Knut and Patrick Moser locked in there in the 3-way battle there, 7th, 8th and 9th. Is Lawrence going to have a crack at that turn 13 chicane? No, things better of it this time, but let's jump back to this battle coming through. Lucas
Dolzer took the spin. He did. Lucas Dolzer is now right on the railway. God, look at all these cars. Yeah. So Lawrence just decided to spice it up. He decided, right, I don't want to just fight Sarah, that's 1 car, I'm going to fight 3 instead.
Well, there's nothing like adding a bit of challenge to an already challenging circuit. So we are now on our final lap then. Knut's got a lot of defending to do from Patrick Moser, that's just behind him. Looks like he's going to be able to keep hold of that position for now as they come into turn 1. Does it claim anybody else? Let's just see these guys ferry through. Oh, Patrick was really herring into that kind of turn. It looked like there was going to be impact between him and Knut, but there wasn't. At least not this time around. Second with our leaders there, they are. Gianni is just coming through 7, 8, 9 and 10. Patrick in short succession behind. There is Evan Imre. He's not under pressure by Stevie. About 3.5 seconds separating those 2. Sarah Dove now is free of pressure from Lawrence. Lawrence, however, doesn't have that particular luxury. He's got Lucas right with him. Knut can feel Patrick Moser breathing down his neck as they come through that same chicane complex. We've seen an overtake happen already there, but but not a repeat of that at the moment. So heading up to Oak Tree then, another possible overtaking opportunity for Patrick, but no. Again, able to defend that one, but this is going to be an opportunity then for Patrick Moser. Let's get the chase cam on him. There it is. We can also see up ahead that's Lucas Dawson and Lawrence de Wright. They're staying in their original position. Oh, no sooner do I say that, that's Lucas Dawson getting alongside Lawrence de Wright. Is this going to be painful? Oh, yeah, Lawrence got on the he actually got on the grass on the inside. That lost him some traction, lost him some time. Is that going to lose him another position? Oh, that put Canute off. That's lost him in position 2. Patrick Moser. Is there going to be any more swapping of positions?
Yes,
oh,
because Patrick's
off. Oh, goodness me, it's all happening here. So, Patrick...
unfortunately.
We completely missed our leaders coming over the line because of the battling going on. Oh, goodness
me. We knew
me.
that they did it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, I didn't really expect the sort of battling that we had. So Gianni Vecchio is having a bit of a celebration to himself on the infield of turn 1. Why the devil not? He is he's just decided to spin. Either way, he's come across the line. He's the winner of this race. Patrick Heinrich is 2. Evan Imre takes rounds at the podium. Is that his best result of the season?
I think it might be.
I think it might be. Yeah, Stevie Chambers.
I think it's definitely Stevie's best result of the season. 4th there, so very strong. Well, from the pair of them.
Yeah.
Sarah as well.
Yeah, good effort from Sarah indeed to take 5th position, and she actually slows down, and everyone's sort of streaming past. Ooh, goodness me! There's still fighting going on. The race is actually finished. Lucas Dolzer then coming home in 6th position. Lawrence de Wright, as we saw, in 7th. Knut Martinsen finished in 8th position with Patrick Moser 9. Tyre smoke there for some reason. Dennis Anlauer rounds out the top 10 with Darren Potter 11, Andrews Langham Service 12, Ronnie Gibbons 13, Justin Hickman 14, Alec Hudson rounding out the back. And who was that? Oh, that's Knut Martinsen taking the direct route. Oh, is it the traditional let's destroy your car finish to this race, is it?
Yes.
So we'd see.
Yes, it is.
Whoa, there we go. We just saw in the background there a car flying off into space. That is it for this particular race then. And in the normal, traditional style for this season, we will pause the stream here whilst the server is reset up with the reverse grid for round 2. This is a reverse grid from the qualifying, not from the race result. So we will have, that'll be Patrick Heinrich and Gianni Vecchio, I believe, as first and second. My overlay doesn't tell me. So we'll have those two starting in the back and, of course, rotating round accordingly. So bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back soon with race number 2.